French President Emmanuel Macron will be greeting French journalist Olivier Dubois at the airport this Tuesday. He's due to arrive in Paris around midday after nearly 2 years held hostage by extremists in Mali. Dubois was freed Monday along with American aid worker Jeffrey Woodkey, who had been captive for over 6 years. Woodkey is believed to have been held by the same al-Qaeda-linked group as Dubois. The pair were flown to Niger after the country helped secure their release. Details of exactly how, though, have not been disclosed. Let's hear from the two men as they arrived safely in Niger.
Juste pour dire qu'évidemment, c'est énorme pour moi d'être là, d'être libre.
It's incredible to be here, to be free. I didn't expect it. I want to thank Niger and its know-how in managing this delicate situation, and to France and to all who contributed to making today possible. I feel tired, but I'm doing well.
I thank God, first of all, and after God, I thank the government of Niger, the US government, and France. Long live France. I'm very happy to be back in Niamey again, in Niger, my second country. And I've nothing more to say, apart from hello to my family. That's all.
Well, for more on Dubois' release, I'm joined on set by Arnaud Froger, the head of the Africa Bureau of Reporters Without Borders. Thank you so much for being here. Your organization had been working really hard for Dubois' release. What was your reaction when you got this news yesterday?
Well, we felt actually very much relieved. It's 2 years of captivity for him. It was very long. You have to imagine like being captive in the Sahel region. It's very freezing at night. It's very hot during the days. There's not so much to do. There are sandstorms. Sometimes you're moved from one place to another. So it must have been very tough and very hard on him and for his family too. You keep waiting for days and days without knowing when this positive outcome will come. So, and for us, obviously, it's hard work to bring some awareness on the case and to try to do some effective things to secure and to get his release.
And were you surprised by it, or did you have some sense that it was maybe coming?
We were actually rather optimistic for the last few weeks because we knew that there were some things going on, and it has been the case at numerous times during this last 2 years. So we were both optimistic and also, very careful about it. But since Niger was mobilized last summer, actually nearly a year ago, we knew that some effective things were carried out by Niger, and that some positive outcome could be expected.
And do you know any more about what kind of deal might have been made?
No, obviously, usually this group is used to negotiate either money or prisoners in exchange of their hostage. We don't know at this stage what must have been the terms of the agreement, and I don't know if we will know at some point. But obviously, that's what they are usually asking for.
And what about the timing of it? Why do you think that it was able to happen this time?
Well, it's a long process. I think there were 2 stages during his captivity. There was one stage with a relationship, deteriorating relationship actually between Paris and Bamako, between France and Mali, and it couldn't happen at this point. And at some point, like last summer, France decided officially to mandate Niger to step into the negotiation and to try to get Olivier's release. And some process has been established last summer. Then there was a channel of communication that was effective with proof of lives that were never disclosed to the public. So they knew somehow that this channel was working. And since the end of last year, we could be rather optimistic that at some point this will work out and Olivier will eventually be released.
And what kind of message do these deals send to militant groups?
Sorry, I beg your
pardon. What message do these types of deals send to militant groups?
Well, it depends, but usually there are some stakeholders, negotiators that are involved, and messages can be carried out either by people in charge of the negotiation, so it could be secret services, but on this occasion, Olivier somehow managed to get messages and photos from his family, and this was carried out by the people in charge of the negotiation, and they knew somehow that this channel was working.
And you mentioned those deteriorating relations between France and Mali. Is it becoming more dangerous for journalists to work in the Sahel region?
Of course, and I guess to that end, the captivity of Olivier was a turning point for Mali and for journalism in the Sahel region. There was these two journalists, Spanish journalists, that were killed also in Burkina Faso, not so far. And now you can really assess that it's very difficult to even go there at all, like even in the capital. So it's almost like a black hole of information in the Sahel region nowadays.
And do local journalists face the same dangers?
Exactly. We've actually 2 Malian journalists that have been kept hostage in Mali. We have not been able to confirm that it was directly connected to their work as journalists, because many civilians and also security forces are held hostages in Mali. But obviously, journalism in Mali and for Malian first is has become very hard to carry out.
Those two journalists are still captive?
Yeah, they're still captive.
And is there any concern that deals like this could motivate groups to keep kidnapping journalists and aid workers?
Well, it depends. I think it's also, you have to imagine, like, logistically speaking, all the work that you have to do to take an hostage, to carry him for that long, to pick him from one place to another, to feed him, to move him. It's also a kind of work for this armed groups. And it's been like this for 2 years. So I don't know what they obtained and what they got out of this thing. But it's also like some kind of work and obstacles and challenges for them too.
Well, we're very happy that Dubois has been released. It's going to be exciting to see him arrive back in France. Arnaud Froger, thank you so much. That was Arnaud Froger, the head of the Africa Bureau of Reporters Without Borders.